Have you ever heard of the emergency hormone? So the emergency hormone is secreted by the adrenal gland. So in this video, we're going to be looking at the adrenal gland. We'll talk about the location of the adrenal gland and also the hormones it secretes. Now for the location of the adrenal gland is found seated on top of the kidney. If you observe this structure, you would notice that this is the structure of a kidney that has the adrenal gland seated on top of it. So this is the adrenal gland and this is the kidney. So the adrenal gland is closely associated with a kidney. This gland is divided into two parts. We have the outer cortex, which you can find here, the outer cortex, and the inner medulla. These are the basic parts of the adrenal gland, and these parts secrete different hormones. So let's look at the cortex now. The cortex, what are the hormones secreted by the cortex? We have the cortisol. The cortisol secreted is a hormone that is secreted by the cortex. And what's the function of the cortisol? It increases blood glucose and also suppresses immune system. It increases blood glucose and suppresses the immune system. Now let's look at another hormone secreted by the cortex. Okay, so another hormone secreted by the cortex is the aldosterone. Aldosterone secreted by the cortex. What's the function of the aldosterone? If aldosterone helps to increase the reabsorption of salt. So it helps to increase the reabsorption of salt. That's the function of the aldosterone. Now, another, okay, because it can increase the reabsorption of salt, that means it can also increase blood pressure. It can also increase blood pressure since it increases the reabsorption of salt. Another hormone secreted by the cortex is the androgen. And this is the male sex hormone secreted by the cortex. Now let's look at the other part of the adrenal gland, which is the medulla. Medulla. And the medulla secretes an important hormone known as the adrenaline. And now this is what we call the emergency hormone. The emergency hormone. Okay, this hormone can increase the heartbeat. It is also responsible for fear, fear and anxiety. Okay, it also secretes the noradrenaline. Okay, so these are hormones secreted by the adrenal gland. Okay, so this is an overview of the adrenal gland. In my next video, I'm going to be talking about the gonads, where we are going to be discussing the gonadotrophin releasing hormones, the luteinizing hormones, and the follicle stimulating hormones and their functions. So thank you very much and see you in my next video.